It's the Line Makers on Sporting News, presented by Jack Daniels. Let's gear up for Houston's visit to New York to take on the Jets, and this number has been pretty wacko. Game that opened 9, down to 7.5. Richie said walking in the door, went back up to 8. Total on the game is 41.5. It's just an interesting endeavor, fellas. I was in Kenny White's office today. We were talking about the game, and every angle you look at, both sides of the ball, for and against, it's Houston and a fade on the Jets. And then you look at the number. You guys have been doing this a long time. A Monday night home dog of more than a touchdown, that's rare.
Brian, it's hard to make a case for the Jets out of what we saw last week. 34, the game being 34-0. You have the Sanchez and Tebow thing going on. There is, however, an old system that I started playing 25 years ago. The Texans are 4-0 against the spread. When a team wins 4 in a row against the spread, you start playing against them. If they go 0-4 against the spread in the NFL, you play on them. That system has held up very, very well for the last 20, 25 years. Just something to think about.
And the reason being, Richie, being behind the counter for so many years, at the end of the year, you don't want to get called up on the rug. You want teams to be 8-8 against the spread. You don't want somebody being 14-2, so they start adjusting.
Yeah, and that's definitely true, Brian. But back to Ricky's point, you get a game like this, and the number is about drawing two-way business. And that's why the game is 8. It's going to be 8.5, and it's going to be 9. Could have hung 10 on this game, and you probably would have gotten a lot of Texans money. But that number is designated to draw two-way action, and the books are going to keep moving that number up until they do. Now, back to Ricky's point, it's a lot of points, plus 10. Hard to make a case for the Jets, but it's a home dog, Monday Night Football. Jets make adjustments. Sanchez is horrendous. He's passed for 50% in one of his games this year. 3 fumbles, 9 first downs last week. Horrible. It's a public spot all over the Texans. I might take 10.
I said, it's hard to make a case. It's hard to make a case for the Jets in this spot. They gave up 245 yards rushing last week to the 49ers. Okay, now they get Arian Foster and Ben Tate. It's hard to make a case for them. On the other hand, I agree with you, Rich. The number's going back up. It's going to close 9, 9.5, if not 10. And at that point, I can seriously make a case for taking the Jets at home as a home dog.
And the circus act that was predicted before the season is finally coming to fruition. Sanchez booed unmercifully last week. It's just not going to be pretty. But the other end of it that we haven't even talked about, arguably, we know on the one side of the ball, but they have lost their best player on defense in Revis, and you can make a case that Holmes is their best player on offense, and he's done.
I don't know about their best player on offense. He's their best wideout, and they don't really have a lot of backups.
Maybe Nick Mangold.
You got a good point. Yeah, maybe. Someone on the offensive line. Sean Green sure hasn't stepped up. Everything in the game points to the Texans. And in my world, when everything points to one side, I'm going to be on the other side probably.
Look to see some points in this game too. Texans scoring 126 in the 4 games, only allowing 56, but you'll see a little bit of a different Jet offense. They will put some points on the board in this game. I probably lean to the over as well.
All right, and to steal Frazier's famous line from Cheers, what color is the sky in Rick Herron's world? It's green, the color of money.